Spoiler alert, I think you're going to find out that me and Michael don't put out easy on this.
Hey everyone, Mike and Matt here for another installment of Mike and
Matt
on Fire.
Nice. Okay, and so this episode we're going to be doing a common YouTube theme, which is the smash or pass.
Today we're doing a smash or pass challenge.
Smash or pass. What a great idea of a video. I'm sure that's not gonna have any consequences.
What?
So you let him fuck you?
Chief, pass!
But instead of objectifying our fellow humans, we'll be objectifying income properties, which feels a lot nicer. So essentially what we're going to be doing is the classic smash or pass with a slight twist. So we have a straight up pass, which means we're not interested in the property whatsoever. So we're not interested in buying it, flipping it, or holding it. Then we have smash, which is for a flip. And so that essentially means that we'd be willing to buy the property and flip it. A smash, which is for a buy and hold, which means we think the property is an interest in buy and hold. And then a don't pull out, which is a property you're either really excited about or simply a property you think you would hold forever. And so essentially the logic behind this is we're going to shoot a couple different episodes. This first episode, we're literally just taking the first 5 or 6 properties we can find that have the word income property on them on Kijiji in London, Ontario. And so we don't really know a lot about these properties, so we're really just going to be going off of our market knowledge as well as the little bit of information provided in these ads, and we'll see how it turns out. So let's get into it. So our first property up here is 126 Empress Ave, asking price of $350. It looks to be a 5-bed, 2-bath, and so the description says, perfect house for UWO student rental, legal with city license. 5 bedrooms each, $450 a month, plus utilities. Total income's $2250 plus utility. Lease till April 2018. Positive cash flow after all expenses. Rooms have a lot of privacy. 2 rooms in upper floor, 1 room in main floor, and 2 rooms in lower floor. 2 nice large bathrooms and great white kitchen with gas range and built-in oven, semi-open concept. Nice living room and large dining room. Beautiful corner lot with a large fence. Zoning's R22 with lot size 41 by 109, located at Warncliffe in Oxford. Right by the bus routes, newer furnace, windows and doors, great location on quiet street, never promised to rent, close to downtown, and on direct bus route to UWO. So for a private, you can contact that guy. So we'll just quickly flip through the photos here quickly. Looks relatively clean. So yeah, so I guess
Nice. This egress windows in the basement looks like, and
yeah. So
peek through window. I know this house actually really well. I know houses on this street very well because I used to own a house not even just across the street there. So and that was the first house I ever bought. So this one has a bit of sentimental value.
Yeah.
Inside, they're identical layouts. I had 1 extra bathroom on the 2nd floor on mine, but the footprint is identical.
Oh, okay.
So I know the house like the back of my hand.
Yeah.
At $350, I'm.
Yeah, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, I would pass.
I would pass as well.
And so yeah, get into your reason.
Okay, so the reason I pass, like I have a lot of intimate knowledge in the neighborhood, and I know that $350 is overpriced for this property. Further, I know that the basement ceiling height is terrible in this area.
Yeah.
So that's like a big drag. It can be a bit difficult to rent out, and given like just across the street, they're stopping a duplex, and the R2-2 means almost nothing. They won't allow any duplexes in the area. I know I tried. So for those reasons, like I don't see any potential. Like it's okay. I look for potential, right?
Yeah.
And this house is definitely tapped out. There's nothing more you could do to it.
Yes, agreed.
So there's no potential there. The price to rent ratio is pretty terrible.
Yeah, you're way below the 1% rule.
Yeah, $22.50 plus utilities. So I mean, yeah.
You could argue that's like
utilities.
$2,700 a month-ish in rent, which
best.
Again, you're still well below the 1% rule. And I agree. I think it's priced based on my knowledge of the area and market, kind of at the top end of what like this is kind of retail price. And usually we're not looking to pay retail for our investment properties. So yeah, I think this is a clear pass.
I also have a property like not too far away from that for sale right now. It's a 6-bed, 3 full bath, way nicer, and like an extra 500 to 1,000 square feet probably in livable space.
Yeah.
Higher potential rent and everything, and it's listed at the same amount. So I know for sure this is overpriced, given like the current market listings in the area that I know.
Absolutely.
But yeah, when I'm looking at property, typically it really just comes down to like, will the cash flow, the desirability of the property. So if it's in a good area, sometimes I'll bend a little bit on the rent to price if I know it's like a solid, easy to rent. Like if that house was next to Western right there on Richmond Gates at 349,
Makes
you know,
a difference,
I probably would have bought that property, right?
Yeah.
Or said at least flip.
Yeah.
Because I know the value is there with
The
the land.
potential,
So the
absolutely.
land value here in this right across from Blackfriars there isn't quite Richmond Gates, isn't quite
Yeah.
you know, right on Sarnia
Yeah,
and Western.
exactly.
So yeah, for location is obviously a factor, and this location's in for the price.
Yeah. So our next one's an amazing income property near Fanshawe. It's easy to rent in a good area. And so it's a 4-bedroom. Sorry.
Can we pop the map just so
Yeah. So this is just north of Cheapside. Irving
okay.
Place. So just
Yeah.
kind of that Highbury Cheapside area.
Yeah.
And so
It's not amazing, but
yeah, we can discuss the location a little bit after. But so a 4-bedroom, legal through the city, has more rooms to add a 5th. 2 bathrooms, multiple large common rooms, large double-car garage with workman's bench, lots of parking, potential of $2,700 in income monthly.
so potential.
yeah.
Sounds like they're not even renting it
No,
right now.
and it doesn't look like it is either. It looks like it's staged right now.
Yeah.
And so they're asking
Wood
$290.
burning fireplace was a little bit nice, but
Yeah, but for student rentals, it's not.
yeah, it doesn't add
really-
anything.
Yeah.
Looks look kind of ugly from the front. The curb appeal's kind of
Yeah, there's like, it's fine. The thing to know about Irving Place though, is it actually looks like it's closer to Fanshawe than it is, because all along this road,
You can't
right
walk
here,
through.
Cheapside, you can't walk
Yeah.
through because they have the noise barrier fences.
Yeah, I know.
And so that's just a pain for students because it really slows down their ability to cut through, and so like, it can add an extra 5 minutes, 10 minutes to your walk time, which
Yeah.
makes a big difference in the student rental world. Do you have your gut reaction?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. And so it's a pass again.
It's a pass for me as well.
Yeah. And just as a spoiler alert, I think you're going to find out that me and Michael don't put out easy on this. And that's the case with most real estate investments. Most of the properties you look at aren't going to be great investments. This one in particular, if you've been watching our Monday morning meetups where me, Jeff, and Dylan discuss the real estate market, we've been talking about this Mark Street and Irving Place in particular. They are hitting 300, so it is priced theoretically at the right price in this market, but as an investment, especially because it doesn't even have that 5th bedroom ready.
It has 4, yeah.
Right?
So
And so it's just like, this needs to be turnkey at 300, in my opinion, for it to even be worth someone considering, and it's never going to be something I'm worth considering. Like, my student rentals, I've talked about in the past that I need the 1% rule for them, so if I'm renting out for 500 bedroom, I need to be buying for 50,000 a bedroom, and that's, I'm just literally not going to bend on that rule. And like, that's maybe me being stuck in the past where I bought my income properties, but like, that's where they made sense. That's when they made good money, and I'm not going to give up that opportunity.
I feel the same way. Like if I had to rate this on a few of like the key variables, right? One of them being like location, it's probably like a 3 to 5 for location. It's not like a 4 or a 5 that close to Fanshawe. You know, desirability of the house, like the curb appeal and the look of what I can see in these pictures of the unit. It's not bad. It's probably like a 7.5.
Yeah.
Like it looks decent inside, but it's only 4 bedrooms again, as you said. So that puts it at 50,000 a bedroom, 200,000. So
and the fact that you know it's only 4 bedrooms and they're telling you that means that there's no chance of really trying to grandfather this as a 6 bedroom.
Yeah.
Because if you got that 6 bedroom, all of a sudden 300,000 fits pretty close to my 1% rule, and all of a sudden this would be worth considering.
Definitely, yeah, it's a 6 bedroom, and it could be like some of those bungalows you do 3 up, 3 down. Very, very common.
Absolutely.
In Howland and places like that.
Yeah.
This one definitely doesn't qualify.
Yeah.
It wouldn't even be a good buy and hold, I don't think. Maybe if there's a possibility for 6 rooms, but it wouldn't be legal.
Yeah, which then you gotta weigh that trade-off personally.
Exactly. Sometimes though, like just to like qualify this, sometimes I've seen ads on Kijiji where they're like 4 bedrooms, and I get in there and I'm like, this is easily a 6.
Oh yeah.
And they're just like mislabeled it.
And so you can't judge the book by its cover. That's what we're doing in this case because that's all we have to go
that's
with.
the game we're playing.
Yeah.
But yeah, and when you're actually like looking at properties, don't necessarily just disqualify a property.
Yeah.
You may want to go see it. If you know, like for instance, I know that it's a bungalow type of layout.
Yeah.
There's likely the square footage to do some.
Yeah, no, guaranteed you could have 6 bedrooms in this house. I can just tell based on my knowledge of that area and stuff. But again, it won't be legal, so that's a trade-off.
The best you get is 5. Yeah.
So let's jump over to this guy. So here's a quadplex for sale in London, Ontario. So 467 Dundas Street, I'm not sure if you know where that is, but we're kind of talking Maitland and Dundas. So right across the street from that high school, or just kitty corner.
Yeah, CCH.
Yeah. So the description goes as follows. They're asking $300,000 for this fourplex. Fantastic income property. The property includes a store and 3 rental units in downtown London. 780 square foot with a good location between 2 high schools. All windows are new. Back apartment, roof done in 2010, balcony done in 2010. The hallway walls and ceiling just made brand new last year. It's possible to make another apartment in the basement. Owner is going to be retired. The property tax paid for 2016, he goes into some of the numbers.
Pretty low for commercial, actually.
Yeah, it actually is. And they collect about $34,000 a year from the building. The basement is almost ready for a 4th apartment. New ceramic tiles in the washroom of apartment number 3, new toilet and tap in the washroom of apartment 3. So the new asking price is $300,000, and this is a for sale by owner.
Is it a 4 plus a commercial, or is it 3 plus commercial?
So
with a potential of a 4th.
With a potential 4th apartment. So like right now, 3 apartments plus the commercial with a theoretical 5th unit, which is that 4th rental, residential rental in the basement.
Okay.
So yeah.
And it doesn't clarify whether or not it says the owner is looking to retire. Maybe the owner runs the store. I wonder if that's not included in the rent.
So a little bit of knowledge I know just because I've been looking in this area.
Okay.
The store currently is vacant, so there's no tenant.
That's a good tip.
So yeah, so that is one thing I do know.
So in that rent is not including the store, the possibility for store rent.
No, I think that they're cheating, and it is.
You guys got to be careful while Matt looks this up. A lot of times, even agents or people posting in their ads will say potential rent, or they'll kind of fudge the rent a bit.
So this one they're including what you could get for the commercial in their gross rents, because I think that. So a little bit of caveat here. I've actually been out to view this property a long time ago, and I've discussed with the owner a bit, and so. Yeah, he's including right now his gross rents. He has had tenants in it in the past. I think it's been vacant for maybe 6 months to a year now. And so that's roughly when he put it up for sale, was once the bakery that was in there had moved out.
Interesting. I don't know any more details than that, but like just based on it says we collect almost this much in rent. So that must have been at the point they were actually collecting those rents. So that does look like it kind of beats the... not quite.
You're getting in the right range.
Close to the 1% rule. But on a commercial, Okay.
But then you have that theoretical 4th apartment, which should add something, right? Like 500 to 700 a month, probably.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that's this property. Good.
Yeah.
All right. So you passed again?
I passed again.
And so I said smash as a flip. And so this is really basing it off of, I'll jump into my logic first.
Please do.
So this is just really basing it off of the listing here. So if I was to look at this, knowing that it had a vacant storefront is undesirable, because I'd much rather have an existing tenant, particularly in kind of an older, more established core area, because it can be difficult. You can have long vacancy periods.
Yeah.
But the enticement of that 4th apartment is really exciting to me, because essentially I can probably get the same gross rents they're talking here with the commercial vacant if I can get that 4th apartment up and running.
The zoning, do you know what the zoning was on?
So the nice thing, this is that D250 zoning, which is literally the most flexible zoning in London. So you're allowed 250 units per hectare. So it's the most intense. It's also OCR, and it's just that commercial strip of Dundas. So it's very flexible zoning. I love this type of zoning. I have a few properties that are on Dundas that have a similar zoning that long term lend themselves to all sorts of redevelopment. So that's a nice little wild card. Unfortunately, this property is built in between, like it's attached on both sides, so that gives you less flexibility as far as redevelopment goes. Now, the reason I haven't already smashed and flipped this property is because that 4th apartment that they're teasing in here isn't legit at all. It's a dungeon. There's no legal windows. It would never pass. And so like, it doesn't even have plumbing, and the guy thinks that he's gonna be able to get plumbing to it, but he's ignoring the rules of gravity, and plumbing's very dependent for sewage on gravity. So yeah, It had, in theory, based on his ad, it's got potential, but just having actually been through it and knowing the property, I would actually in real life pass, and that's what I have been doing. And so if you want, can I talk about why?
Okay, so
pass?
yeah, I was on the fence with this one. It was possible for, you know, kind of a smash.
Yeah, well, and sorry, I guess the reason I said flip too is because I think there's a chance that you could fix this up, increase the gross rents, and then sell it to an out-of-town buyer that just wants something turnkey that looks good from a cash flow perspective.
Okay. Yeah, I could see the smash for the flip or the buy and hold, and that was what I was kind of wavering between that in the past. A couple things that weighed me down. One, like, it looks like it's in really rough shape in the front.
And like, that's the photo the owner picked, right?
Exactly,
so, like,
yeah. So you got to discount the fact that, like, sometimes you see really nice photos, you come up and it's never as nice as you see in the photos.
Absolutely.
In this case, it's probably even worse in this photo. So, like, I suspect it needs a lot of work, and I discount the fact that it needs renovation. All that headache, all that hassle. A vacant commercial unit is very, very hard to rent. When you get a tenant in there, you can get a long-term lease signed, which is fantastic. I think commercial tenants are probably easier to deal with than residential tenants.
And the law is much more on your side too,
exactly,
in Ontario.
Exactly. So there's a lot of benefits to having commercial tenants, and I am definitely looking for commercial property. This isn't the one that I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Just because, like, I think it would be, in my opinion, a lot of work and a lot to get that rented out. And so at the current rent with the 3 apartments, it's way far from the rent that I think I needed to cover
justify
the
absolutely.
Exactly. And location also is, I know you like the area, but for me it's not quite my core area. So I'm not as familiar with the area, and so that's something to look out for when you're looking at properties. We all have our farm areas or areas that we know really well that have properties, and so I had a premium or discount. So if the house next door to me here lists, it's worth more to me than it is to you because it's not your farm area. And so this one might be your farm area, so it's a little bit more allure because you already own properties in the area. You know the
there's
area
efficiencies with that.
There's efficiencies, all these types of things. And when you don't know a market as well, I don't know this area as well, I have less confidence. And so less confidence in that price makes me less likely to want to pay that kind of dollar for it.
Yeah, for sure. Makes sense. So jump one more, do you think?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so here we go. We got a great big beast in Wortley Village. So they're asking $925 for
Old stuff,
221.
licensed triplex.
Yeah. So what are we looking at? We got fabulous income property in Wortley Village, right across from the famous green space, fully rented triplex, 3 2-bedroom units, all appliances included, non-smoking, parking and garage, numerous updates over the years, all to code, taken care of with love. First time on the market in over 50 years, and there's 2 exterior photos.
Interesting.
So there's not a lot to go on this.
Doesn't even have the rents.
So in this case, I think you almost have to just make an educated guess. It does look like a massive building. So I'm going to guess for 2 bedrooms, they're large.
They're
2 bedrooms.
large units.
They probably have the high 10-foot ceilings.
ceilings.
The original baseboards, they're going to be 6 to 8 inches higher. Could even have some wainscoting and stuff like that.
I'm going to say it's been on the market 50 years. They probably have some long-term tenants there. If the person's owned it for 50 years, there's more than likely some longer
under rent. Yeah, there's a good chance of that.
In the last 2 or 3 years, what you guys will find is anyone if you have units that have had the same tenants in it for 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 years, in the last 3 to 5 years, I've seen rents like almost double.
They've drastically changed.
Drastically increased in certain areas. So what you're going to find is that you're way below market value rent, and so you'd have to go through the hassle of evicting those tenants and that type of thing. First time on the market in 50 years, interesting. Non-smoking, which is great. All the units are non-smoking. That's a plus. You know, you don't get that yellow paint on the walls. But yeah, let's do it and discuss our.
Yeah.
Ready?
Ready? So it's a pass.
It's a pass for me too.
And so it's just like, I love the area. I love the looks of the building. It's beautiful. I think I can make, if it's not already amazing on the inside, I know I can make it amazing, but you're talking almost $1 million for 3 units. It's just like, I know that maybe those rents for those 2 bedrooms, maybe you can get best case $1,500 a month plus utilities if they're just amazing apartments in that area.
Case,
well, I'm thinking like, but so even walking through that, that's telling me I may be grossing $4,500 a month plus utilities, which tells me it's maybe the equivalent of $5,500 a month, which still means I'm only going to be willing to pay, you know, even for a beautiful property, $600,000 for this. So like, it's, you know, 50% over what I'd be willing to pay, and like that's under the most extreme best case scenario. So it just, I would love to own it, you know, but just not at that price.
You might find buildings like that in Toronto for that price.
Yeah.
Like that's very
It's
very
cheap.
expensive. Even for the amount of square footage you're getting, that's very very expensive. Even if they're beautiful units.
And it is concerning. Like, I was taking best case scenario there, but like, I have no reason to believe best case because there's no interior photos. If you actually had it nice on the inside, you would be showcasing it.
I think it's worth probably half what they're listing this for. Like maybe it's worth like $500,000.
Yeah, and
like,
at that price,
what
I'd
I
be
would-
interested. Yeah.
Yeah, like I would definitely smash it at a half a mil, but not at 900,000.
Yeah, at 500,000, like, it'd make a great flip to me because I know that I could buy it, flip it to someone that does want that. And this type of property lends itself, in my opinion, to an owner occupied that they want some income helpers or they need to qualify, but really want to live on that Wortley Road, which is a very chic neighborhood and street these days.
It is. It's come a long way from, even 15 years ago. People didn't even, there was no desire to be there the way there is today.
Yeah, 20 years ago, like that property, like when you think about what you could have bought it for, it would be crazy.
Interesting, like piece about, because when I talk to people about different areas of London, right, especially people who are new to real estate in London, right, they say they think all of London's like this one thing, and they're comparing properties in different areas. And like this exact property in Soho or in a really bad area of London, it's probably worth like 300,000. So like the same building, the same land, everything, a couple kilometers away is 300,000.
Yeah,
probably.
Like, I bought a sixplex in Soho for 250, and I would bet the floor
more rent than that.
print is almost the same. And probably my gross rents are as good or better than what they're getting.
So you're basically the difference. You're paying $600,000 for the land.
Yeah.
So people can't understand that, right? And I buy in a little bit more expensive areas myself. I tend to buy in Northwest London.
Yeah.
But where the land is a little bit more valuable, and I still get like close to the 1% rule. But like my point being, just people can't understand why you'd want this location. I guess the first rule of real estate is location, location, and this proves that sometimes people have a real desire for the land. They're paying probably $600,000 for the land and then $300,000 for the building. Whereas like in somewhere like Soho, the land's zero, and you get builder. Even I've seen them go below build replacement cost. But you couldn't physically build the house. The land they're buying at nothing. Like just take the land for free. It's the building you're paying for.
Yeah, absolutely agree.
So that's sort of an interesting piece for those people out there who are looking. And when I'm looking at areas like this is too expensive for my blood. But I bet you put an ad up for one of these units and it would rent like that. You have a long-term tenant that would stay there all the time. It'd be super, super easy and turnkey. Like this is one of those things if you work a full-time job and you just want something that's some passive income, it's much easier than trying to take on something in Soho where the tenants are going to be calling you more often. But it's all preference, right? If you have the time, like Matt has the resources and the team, it can be a good buy to buy in those areas. So there's nothing, I'm not going to say any area is a bad area. All areas have opportunity, but make sure you match them with what you can bring to the table, with what you can handle, with your goals.
Absolutely. And like the other thing is, at that 9.25 price range for this property, I think that I don't know if you have a lot of room to grow in the near future, right? Like, I think there's a huge barrier at that $1 million mark, particularly with how our financing laws are evolving here in Canada too, and I see that only being more entrenched. I agree. I'd much rather, even at the 700 range, I think you could grow into this price of 9.25, but at 9.25, I think that for the next 5 years, you're gonna have a really hard time pushing it past unless I'm completely misjudging the future of the real estate market.
I also this is like a personal, we all set up our own personal rules, right? Like we have certain filters that we use to look through properties, and one of them for me is just like raw price, like 925,000. Even if this was grossing 9 or 10,000 a month, I probably would still stay away from it, just because it's so much capital tied up in one project, one deal. Most of my properties are like around the $500,000 or less. So I like to have more properties diversified than have one big beast, right? If I had this kind of capital, would I want to buy one of these properties or like 5 or 6 properties somewhere else? So that's just the filter that I use. It's just a really expensive property, even if it was mint. Exactly. 1% rule, it's still something to consider.
Yeah, for sure. So I think that kind of covers it for this episode of Smash or Pass. We're going to jump into a different one for the next video, and hopefully we'll have a lot more opportunities under that. Again, we just picked random properties off kijiji to see what's out there. Again, this is a great example of how thorough you need to be. You need to look at a ton of properties before you find the right one for you, before you find that don't pull out property.
Exactly. Yeah, I think I probably looked at 250 deals, then I probably go and see like 5 or 10, and then maybe I offer on like 2 or 3. and then
Yeah.
buy like one.
Yeah,
Or something
exactly.
to that effect.
That 110, 3, 1, right?
Exactly.
Absolutely. So I think that's everything for this episode. Tell us in the comment section down below if you enjoyed this sort of new programming, the smash or pass. Let us know whether you would smash or pass or don't pull out on any of the properties we showcased. If there's any properties you'd like to see us actually talk about, tell us in the comment section down below and link us to the MLS or the Kijiji ad, and we'll try and do that property as well. So yeah.
Yeah, we'd love to see in the comments. We'd love to see properties that you want us to rate and get our opinions and thoughts on it. Hit us up in the comments. And we are Mike and
Matt
on
fire.
Oh, I screwed that.
Thanks, guys.